Hello and welcome back to track 2 of the Great Southern Slam. My name is Melodrama and I am from Inner West Roller Derby League.
And I'm Psychodako, joining you from far north Queensland because it's cold down here. But anyway, coming to you live here, track 2, day 1, TGSS. We're getting ready to rock and roll, and I am pumped.
That's a lot of metaphor right in there. I'm not sure I've got enough energy for all that metaphor.
You got this. I believe in you. We can do this together.
All right, that's great.
I'm going to help you through it.
I would enjoy that. I notice here that Inner West Roller Derby League are on the track. Well, waiting to go on the track.
I'm like, I don't know which track you're looking at,
They're
but I don't
very
see them on
skinny
there
players.
yet, but they're ready to go.
No. Playing for Inner West Roller Derby League in the white, we have 1-0 Knockout, 1-2 Vixen Vaporizer, 1-6-3-0 The Bold and the Bruisamore, 1-8 Skato Masochist, 1-9-2-9 Ginger Rogered, 2-4-7 Hips Don't Lies, 3-1-3 Princess Leia Apocalypse, 4-2-0 Loose Cannon, 45 Danger, 5 Catfink, 5-0 Copperphilia, 64 Bowser, 65 Lee Rex, 763 Felon Ripley, 77 Velvet Whiplash, 777 OMG, 896 Craig, who I will no doubt call Lioness at some point, 911 in the jersey that says Brutel, who is actually Madness, and 968 Sugufu.
Then rolling out for Dragon City Derby Dolls, or Chico Rollers as they like to go by, we have 020 Library Fine, 10 KTKO, number 11 Nix Vicious, 13 Stamperella, 181 Cunning Linguist, that's going to get me in trouble, 22 Argy Bargy, 307 Dangerous Curves, 622 Slinky Ice, 86 Razorback, 90 Psychoanalyzer, and 911 Buchanan Oath.
I think it's Buchan.
Buchan Oath?
Oh,
my bad. Sorry, Buchan Oath. But also, well played.
Velvet Whiplash jamming for Inner West. The skate crashes. She's up against Stamperella, the captain for the Chico Rollers. But it's Velvet who gets lead jammer status.
Oh, and she almost made it out of the pack. Got absolutely annihilated there. That was Stamperella, but she is back up. That was a brutal hit. Welcome to this game of roller derby.
Bowser dealing out a brutal hit. Bench manager Rampage yelling, call, call, call. You probably heard that at home.
I think they heard that up in Townsville.
We don't even mean through the microphones.
Good to see that Rampage did get the memo for Tropical Saturday.
Yes, indeed. We actually wear matching clothes every day now. We used to just leave it for Derby, but now it's, why not at home?
Every day, just...
He'll give me a call. What are you wearing to work today? And we just work that out.
Looks like we're going to have Nix Vicious of rolling out, going head-to-head against Copperphilia, who has blasted out super fast to get the lead. Oh, there's
pieces of something going flying across the track.
Numbers, by the looks of it. Numbers everywhere.
And that is going to be a uniform violation if that one gets picked up. Do you think it was a number, or do you think it was a beer koozie?
Beer koozie? Beer koozie?
Koozie.
Where?
Look it up.
What?
Look it up. Wikipedia that. Copperphilia, in the meantime, doesn't care if it's a koozie or a cozy. She's calling that jam off. There are no points on the board.
I thought she got some.
I could have swore Velvet scored some points as well.
We currently got double donuts all the way around, but hang on. We got an official timeout.
Perhaps something to do with the scoreboard. Who knows?
Actually, no.
I wasn't actually looking at the jammer ref's fingers. I didn't see any fingers.
No, I must admit, me neither. But we did have an official timeout. The jammer ref has gone over and told Copperphilia that she's going to cop a penalty, and she's going to have to take a seat in the penalty box.
What on earth was that penalty for?
I'm not sure, but Rampage just took it on the chin, so
must be true.
Like, well, we'll roll with it. All right, so that means that we're going to have Slinky Ice starting it off with a power jam straight off the bat for the Chico Rollers. And we do have 10 points on the board for the skate crashes.
That's Bowser again at driving that jammer back. Lee Rex helping out there on the outside line. Ginger thinking that she had drawn the jammer back but didn't. Cop is standing in the penalty box, less than 10 seconds. Or is it fewer than 10 seconds left on that penalty?
I'm not sure which way it goes, but Crashers are doing a fantastic job of holding on to Slinky Ice. Did not get any advantage out of that power jam, and here comes Copperfilia back on track with the lead straight up.
Yeah, pace on those legs.
Felt that breeze as she went flying past. We're going to feel it again.
I think this surface really suits Cop's style of skating, that really smooth, pretty effortless skating.
And Slinky did just bust out of the pack, so Copperfilia calling it off. Great work there from the Crushers. No chance for any advantage out of that power jam. Skate Crushers just holding on. Slinky Ice looked very battered as she came out of the pack.
I'm going to tell you something. Rainbow Doobie. Rainbow Doobie. You will see Rainbow Doobie written on some of our players. Craig, a.k.a. Lioness, is wearing Rainbow Doobie. Hips Don't Lie is also wearing Rainbow Doobie. It's because we feel much loss and we are missing both Rainbow Smash and Roller Doobie. So we hope you're watching at home. We hope you are getting better as we speak. And we look forward to seeing you on the track again soon.
But right now, Knockout is out in front and does have the lead and got a big 5 points on the board.
Fantastic effort. Knockout, one of the newer jammers for Inner West. She calls that off.
Yeah, Library Fine was looking mighty fine. Right on the tail.
Name. Just brings out all sorts of horror. Like out of all the intimidating names on the track, Library Fine is probably the worst one I can think of.
It's the one that gives you chills.
No, Video Store Fine would be much worse for me.
It's not a thing anymore.
Not a thing anymore.
Of the past.
You are powerless, Video Store Fine person.
We have an official time. It's Rampage just having a chat to one of our fabulous referees.
I think that's actually the longest amount of time that Rampage has not been in the centre. Or did I miss the first 2 times?
No, he has actually stayed out of that. He does like it in there, though. It's just that...
And they miss him. He's got such a funky beat to him. Velvet Whiplash with the velvet pants. She's jamming for Inner West.
And Stamparella is out there for the Chico Rollers. Oh, Velvet Whiplash is handing out the whiplash, just throwing the blockers around, and does get out in front to get the lead.
Stamparelli having a bit of trouble getting through, just passing Hips Don't Lies. Lies thinking about chasing her down, but deciding to reform the wall instead.
You've got to reach a point where you just realise, okay, they're gone.
You're better off not chasing it.
You don't want to be that one blocker who's out there half a track away from everybody else going, oh crap, now which way's quicker? Do I go backwards or forwards?
And Stamparella getting a bit of an advantage there with the blockers not quite ready, and she was able to get through without any fuss, and that added 4 points to the Chico Rollers score. Their first for the game, in fact.
Gotta love getting those first ones on the board. They're always the hardest. And Nix Vicious back on the line for the Chico Rollers. Going up against Copperfilia. We do have one Skate Crashers blocker in the bin. But she's standing up.
That's Skadomasochist.
Yep, standing up, ready to charge back on track any second now. Oh, and it is the Chico Rollers that do have the lead. Excellent work there from Nix Vicious. Oh, Copperfilia thought she was free and loose.
KTKO able to put a little bit of a stop to her step.
And thought she was able to get her onto that inside line. Was hoping for the cut track, but...
There can't have been much in it, though.
Millimetres, mere millimetres.
A good jam for the Chico Rollers, 2 added to their score.
Slinky Ice back on the line. Felon Ripley. So Felon did come out to have a go before, but Copperfilia got sent to the penalty box. So
Felon, of course, one of the newer jammers of Inner West. It's the first jam for this tournament.
Ooh, exciting. Slinky Eyes getting in a little offensive action there. Offensive, defensive.
Psychoanalyzer. Psychoanalyzer being sent to the penalty box. But Felon having to step away through on the outside line. Felon's first jam for the tournament and gets lead as well.
Slinky Eyes getting down very low around that corner. And Felon does get the 4 points and calls it off. Just edging that lead out with each jam the skate crashes.
They're going to be doing the slow and steady. I think it's going to be a pretty rare occasion for them to run a jam past the hit it and quit it line, score the quick 4 and run away.
That's the way you keep edging that score line out. No point in getting too crazy too early.
There's plenty of time for that.
And Library Fine putting a shutter down my spine. Taken off from the line. Oh,
Knocked out with the shoulder barge. Driven back to behind the pivot line. But as she had the lead jammer status, she is able to call that jam off and shut down that Library Fine.
No fine for you. No time for your fine.
Inouye staking a claim on the jammer line.
Both packs looking very solid, but we do have one Chico Rollers about to be released. That is Razorback, about to charge out from the penalty box. And Stamperella ready to take off again against Velvet Whiplash.
Stamperella finding herself parked behind Lee Rex and Ginger Rogered. Hips Don't Lies trying to drive her out, but she is able to get through easily. Her initial pass is completed.
Great work there from Inner West. Just, whoa, throwing apart the pack. Sorry, got a little distracted. Someone's
packs and players.
Packs and players, and someone's equipment just fell apart.
I've actually only just remembered that there are going to be a bunch of people watching, particularly watching for Inner West. They're the ones I talk to. It's not that I don't talk to other teams. It's just that I have easy. Keep digging.
Don't be a snob. Just
keep digging.
Move on.
Anywho, a bunch of people watching roller derby for the first time. So perhaps we can spend a little minute explaining the game.
I vote you do that. I'm just going to run out and find out what's happening with this official review.
Alrighty. Well, an official review happens when someone wants to revisit one of the decisions that a referee has made. So the referees relive what they think. Bench manager Rampage is explaining his version of events. And the referees all listen and think, yeah, we'll think about that. And then they decide if his version of events is the most likely or if their original decision is correct. So the game of roller derby, 2 teams. I guess that's almost every sport. Perhaps marbles is not 2 teams. That'd be more than 2 teams, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyway, 2 teams. Each team having a maximum of 14 in their squad. Each team putting 5 players out, a maximum of 5 players out for every jam. A jam is 1 round of derby. So there is 1 scoring player, that's the jammer with the star on their helmet, and the other 4 are blockers. There's a blocker, a special blocker, who has the stripe on their helmet, and they are called the pivot. The only person that can score points is the jammer. If the jammer gets into a bit of trouble, gets a little bit sore or tired or injured, or if they think it's going to be a good sneaky strategy, the jammer can take the star off their helmet and pass it to the pivot, only the pivot. And then the pivot becomes the new jammer until the end of that jam. The first jammer that gets past all of the opposition's blockers gets the lead jammer status. And that means that you'll see the referee skate around with them, pointing at them, making an L with their fingers. That L stands for lead, not loser, lead, the opposite. As a lead jammer, that person has the opportunity to call the jam off if they want to, and they'll do that by tapping their hands on their hips. The reason they would call a jam off rather than let it run through for the full maximum of 2 minutes, is to stop the oppositions from scoring any points. So the first round through, the first time the jammer makes their way past all the other blockers, that is called the initial pass. That's not worth anything. That just determines who's the lead and who's not. But after that, every time the jammer has their hips pass the blocker's hips, that's worth 1 point. Most jams are 4-0. It's just the way the game is played, but you'll see some unusual plays that are much higher or maybe a little bit lower. And the rest of the bits we'll explain as we go along. There are a bunch of penalties that you can get. One example of a penalty is a cut track, and that is the player needs to stay in bounds. If they are knocked out of bounds, when they return to the track, they need to return behind the player that blocked them out. Rampage felt that the opposition had made a cut track penalty and that the referees had missed it. The referees did not agree, so Inner West loses its official review for this first half. Nix Vicious makes her way through on her initial pass. In the meantime, Copperfilia has completed her initial pass, scored some points and called that jam off. It all goes real quick when it's cop jamming.
It's in and out, bam. It's almost as though she's charging through with the siren on. What happens when we get on a microphone together? Like what?
I told them it was a bad idea.
And they keep letting it happen. I love it. All right, so we've got Slinky Ice back on the line against Felon Ripley. And Felon has found that inside line, charging off and away, got the lead. Little shimmy shake and she was off and away. Slinky Ice trying to find that opening. She has made it around the outside. So I think we'll see Felon get the points.
Well, Bowser clearing a path for Felon to crawl through.
Rampage is asking her to hold off. Trying to squeeze every second he could out of that one to get OMG out. Just not quite enough seconds left in the jam.
OMG is standing in the penalty box, which means she has fewer than 10 seconds left to serve in her penalty.
Indeed, indeed. But more than one.
Yes, more.
Yes, less. Yes, no. Knockout is now going head-to-head against Library Fine. Oh, Library Fine just going straight for the middle line. Thank you very much. I'll charge through here.
OMG joining the track.
And Knockout has busted out, gotten the lead. Library Fine being swallowed back up by Inner West.
One to beat, that's Skato. Library Fine is through with a 4-round block on Skato.
So that means we've got ourselves an Inner West Power Jam.
Vixen Vaporizer off to the penalty box as an Inner West blocker. Not the ideal situation you would want with a power jam. All your blockers can help out your jammer. Knockout asking for chaos, and the pack picks up speed, giving her a gap on the inside line.
Beautiful work there. While Chico Rollers do have the 4-3 pack advantage, I wasn't stopping Inner West at all. Oh, that was great work there from Cunning Linguist, trying to hold at the back as she was being held by Inner West. Oh, and charging out, back on track, Library Fine. That is only her initial pass. So Knockout getting the call from a bench. Can she hear it? Oh, did she get it in time?
I think she did hear it, but couldn't quite get her hands to her hip in time. Library Fine saying, I think that's one, and the referee saying, shush.
No.
No? Shh. They don't do that anymore, you know. I went to the library the other day, and the librarian was seriously the loudest person in the room. Everyone else was looking over their shoulder going, shh.
Was it just that they forgot to turn their hearing aid up?
Libraries are cool places now. You haven't been in a while, have you?
No, I have Netflix.
You don't have books in North Queensland.
We do. They're just really shiny pages and lots of pictures.
People magazine is not a book.
You shush. How dare you.
Velvet Whiplash out in front for Inner West.
Stamperella is hot on her heels, though.
Stamperella has had a fair chunk of jams. That was her 5th jam, I believe.
She's doing her job as the captain, taking it for the team. I'm ready to charge on again. Bit hard when you're the captain. You got to lead by example. You can't really turn around and go, no, I don't want the star.
Take it yourself.
I don't want it.
Copperfilia sitting on 18 points at the moment.
Ooh.
She's on the jammer line for Inner West.
And Nick's vicious. Oh, that outside line just opened up
It ain't
beautifully.
no thing.
Just charging off and away, but Copperfilia hot on her heels. Oh, we have a jammer race, foot race. And I feel Rampage is really excited about it. He's saying, pump it up. Pump it up. Oh, Nick's Vicious calling it off, but not quite getting the points on the board. Does shut down Skate Crushes, though. So double donuts. And their benchy looks very happy about that, as it should be. That was
definitely
fast.
something shutting down Copperfilia.
She just came out of there. She was going fast. She'd be able to be careful. She might end up with a speeding fine.
Speeding fine. That would be another one.
That would be a good one. Look at us coming up with Derby names. Slinky Ice trying to charge out, but instead it is Felon Ripley with the lead. Did you say this was her first time jamming at a tournament?
It's the first time I've seen her jamming at a tournament. It's the first time I've seen her jamming, actually.
Wow, she's doing a magnificent job.
She's 3 for 3.
Ooh,
Lead jammer status.
Slinky Ice there, turning
That was
around
a bit of a
going,
look, wasn't it?
come on, bring it. And
Felon
Felon
probably
went,
gone, I'm bringing this.
Yeah.
Calling it off.
yeah, I see your challenge, and I raise you a, nah. I'm going to the bench. Bye.
4 points, though. So, yep, Felon's 3rd jam for the tournament. 3rd jam, like, ever that I have seen in a tournament. 3rd lead jammer status and 12 points.
Damn, that's the way.
Those are good stats. She
that's
should, like, retire now.
That's a debut. Yeah, just come out. Boom, that's it.
Done.
One and done.
There goes my microphone.
Oh, knockout. Face to face with Chico Rollers.
Library
and
fine up the inside line, though.
Ooh. It's a knockout. That's the name of the game.
How old are you?
397 years old.
I remember that show.
Inside line, calls it off. Hit it and quit it. Still a smile on the dial there, though, of Library Fine. She's enjoying herself. Stamperella on the line against Velvet Whiplash. Clean penalty box.
Velvet also 4 jams so far. This is her 5th one. She's had 4 leads so far.
And there she's got herself another one. Out in front. And we have a backblock called...
Giving Velvet the power jam. Not something you want to do all the time.
No, definitely not the plan. Pretty sure that wasn't in the team memo.
Nobody had that written down.
You roll with what you got, though, and the Chico Rollers are doing just that, trying to hold on to Whiplash as she just powers through. Just leaving blockers in her wake, just laying them aside. Excuse me, you move, you move, you
I'm just going to step over here.
All right, and Stamperella is out back on the track.
That was a ridiculous pass by Velvet. Just kind of moved around. A little bit of a getting on the train move. She makes it look so easy.
Oh, Stamperella holding on and getting her way through. That is only her initial pass, though. And Whiplash being told to stretch it out.
I'm pretty sure she's being told to be more stylish.
Is that what that hand gesture is?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did get one on the board, though, there,
Yeah,
Stamperella.
well
Excellent
done,
work.
Stamperella. Adding to the Chico score. They're on 7 now.
Oh, I've just realised what that hand gesture was from Rampage.
Fix your shirt up.
Tutus.
Oh,
Tutus.
yes.
Tutus, as in we're
Did you
bringing
bring
them
the
back.
tutus?
We're bringing them back.
It's been a while.
Nix, Vicious, and Copperphilia. Chico Roller's right on that jammer line, ready to sit on Copperphilia, but she just pushes her way out.
That previous jam was the Dragon City breaking the drought. 10 jams in a row on 0. So that 1 point making all the difference. Swinging a little bit of the morale in their way.
That was a call-off with flair there from Copperphilia.
She
was like one
massive
skate.
slide out.
She's on one skate, starts the call-off, gets knocked out.
And again, Chico Rollers scoring points against lead. 2 points adding to their score.
I think that little hip bump that Copperphilia took as she was just starting to call it off just threw her off and gave the Chico Rollers a chance. So excellent work there from the Chico Rollers. Slinky Ice back on the line against Felon Ripley. Oh, Felon just having a little eyeball on Slinky Ice there, making sure you go exactly where I want before I take off. And lead once again for Felon Ripley.
What a cracker.
Oh, outside line. Beautiful work there from Felon. Another big 5-point scoring pass. And Slinky Ice slipping and sliding around that track, trying to find any opening. Felon being bumped off the track, now back on. And Slinky Ice taken out on the outside, still trying to get through on that initial pass. Oh, just charged through this way. Well done there, Slinky Ice managed to stay up on their skates.
Felon calling that jam off as urged by the bench. 4 more added to that score. That was a massive jam for Felon.
That was a 14-point jam for Felon, and that just snuck the skate crashes into the 100-point territory.
Skate crashes in a West Roller Derby League have a tradition that when their team hits the 100 number, we urge all of our viewers at home to jump online and have a look if there is a dog or a cat that you might like to rescue.
Aww, that's a beautiful tradition. I like it a lot. My wife wouldn't like it, though, very much. We already got 2 pets at home. Apparently, I'm not allowed another one.
Oh, no.
Well, we've technically got 2, but she's got 3 because she's got me as well, so...
It's just about the feeding and the watering.
So we're just taking a moment.
We can take this
I'm not
opportunity
sure
to tell you about Adelaide Showgrounds. Adelaide Showground brings out the best in people. We can see the turkey strut happening out there. Knockout just winding out the legs. This is the place to be. Even the NSOs dancing in the streets, behind the penalty box. Penalties are something that should be celebrated. Stamperella.
Keeps the game interesting. That's what it does.
Stamperella on the jammer line, looking for the rhythm. There ain't no rhythm to be found. OMG, dancing like a white girl. It's all here for you. Adelaide Showgrounds, bringing us the best. They're the chosen venue for a tournament such as TGSS. 5 tracks, no waiting. We love it here.
Also a massive shout out to AGS Lighting Sound Events, because I'm pretty sure without those guys, you wouldn't be hearing us.
We'd sound better. More quiet, but better. Thanks, AJS.
That is Stamperella, and Knockout has knocked it out of the park to get the lead.
Stamperella doing the pirouette to get out of that pack.
Knockout looking, just checking where Stamperella was.
1 added for Knockout, but denying any points to Stamperella.
Ella, A.
I had just noticed that Knockout's name is spelt with all capitals. I feel that
Should
means
we be yelling it every time?
I think so.
Knockout!
All right. I will take that on board.
Slinky Ice going head-to-head against Velvet Whiplash. Oh, Whiplash just thrown off the track, but bounced straight back on.
She's got that rubbery leg approach to skating. Oh, trying so hard to stay in bounds. She doesn't know where she needs to go. She does have to go behind the skater that knocked her out.
She heard a whistle and she just retreated, but I think it was actually just you have the lead.
No trouble at all getting through on the inside line, though. And you can see Wordsmith, the referee, pointing at Velvet with an L in the other hand, and that, of course, means that she's the lead jammer.
Yes, not to be confused with the other L.
Yes, we covered that. We covered that in the tutorial.
We don't use that L around here.
And that jam being called off by Velvet, tapping her hips. Referee indicating 4 points for the first pass, no points for the second pass, which of course means it wasn't a pass.
Correct.
4 points added to the score.
Nyx Vicious. Living up to her name, I've seen her throw a few vicious hits around, even with the star on.
Certainly well timed. Cops through.
And managing to get herself a...
Look at her playing to the fans in the crowd. She goes around.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the Derby love at the Derby tournament, especially TGSS.
Oh, Cop with one to beat. Out the front there, that is, cunning linguist. She's certainly good with her words and her blocking.
And charging through, I think that was a 4-point scoring pass for Nyx Vicious.
Copperfield trying to call that jam off. Unable to get the referee's attention. That was maybe a quarter to a half a track to get the referee's attention. 3 points added to Inner West's score.
It's getting a little close there, a little too close for comfort, I think, for Copperfield. She got the big hand going. I think Wordsmith was in the middle of calling a penalty against Chico Rollers. Copperfield just saying, pay attention to me, pick me, pick me.
Stamparella back on the jammer line for the Chico Rollers. She is being tossed and turned backwards and forwards and now tries to barge through. Rex says no, Bowser says no, and Liza's just like, yeah, you got to listen to these two.
Felon being held back very well there by Psychoanalyzer. She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, but look at Felon. That's 5 for 5.
Number 5 is alive.
Outrageous stats. 4 more points to Felon's total. She's sitting on 30 for the game.
And then she just got the call from the bench. Sorry, keep going. Keep going. As he's telling 2 of his blockers to calm down. 3 of his blockers to calm down because they're all in the penalty box.
Can't see who's in the penalty box. That'd be Lee Rex and Bowser, I'm guessing?
I think so. And Hipstone Lions got sent back out because there's no room at the end. Go around and come back later.
Now look at that. They're splitting up. They're going different directions. Bowser heading off this way. Rex going the conventional way.
I like it. Divide and conquer.
Hipstone Liza's going to have to go to the penalty box now. There's only room for 2 blockers sitting in the penalty box. You can have a blocker standing and 2 blockers sitting. That's a little bit of mayhem. But you can only have 2 blockers sitting in the penalty box.
The penalty wranglers love it.
Who wouldn't?
I mean, come on.
And that means that Liz has to go back at a later time, i.e. now, to serve her penalty.
Oh, it's a knockout charging around the outside.
Showing great awareness of where the line was, just on the toe stops, jumping around. That last jam was the highest jam so far for the Chico Rollers.
Library Fine is out and on the loose as well. Knockout, trying to get as many points as possible. Gets thrown off the track and calls off the jam. Manages to shut down Library Fine and get 2 points on the board for the Crashers. Skate Crashers, yeah.
That was not me.
I don't know why, that just overtook my soul right then. Sorry, guys.
You're just as a Ninja Turtle, I think it's overtaking you.
2 great names of these teams, though, the Chico Rollers and the Skate Crashers. How can you not be loving them? We have just over 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And Slinky Ice back out on the line. Velvet Whiplash pushing out in front for Inner West. Being shut down by Psychoanalyzer, but does squeak around the outside to get the lead. Slinky Ice went down, and that was Hips Don't Lie, who just sort of nodded when the referee called the penalty, like, yeah.
The knowing look.
I'll take that.
And back she goes.
And again, I believe Rampage is calling for the 2-2s.
I think Rampage would agree if I were to say that he loves a good 2-2. Chico Rollers trying to help out there. Telling the jam ref, actually, I scored one more point.
Please, sir. Just one more.
Referee says, no Slinky Ice. I will do my own counting. Thank you.
I have 5 fingers. I can count this many. What happens if you're a jam ref and you lose a digit? You're in so much trouble.
No jammer lap points.
Copophilia's got the lead. Oh, charging around the outside. Nick's vicious.
Copophilia sitting on 29 points for her game.
Oh, and taking some brutal hits there from the Chico Rollers.
Chico Rollers sneaking in there at the last minute. 4 points scored by the Chico Rollers. Fantastic jam for them. There's a bit of a saying. Apologies to people who have struggled through prison life. But a lot of people call that a shanking. When you score points against a team that actually had the lead jammer status, that is generally called a shanking.
And we do have Wordsmith heading over to have a chat to Copophilia.
I'm hoping that by staring at them I'll understand what's going on, but it's not working so far.
My bionic lip reading skills are failing me right now, but I did see a hand movement that I think may have been skating out of bounds.
See, I saw.
Put the brakes on. No movement, no how, nowhere. Whoa, she's made it out.
Terrific work there. Sugufu and Lee Rex holding her back for the longest time.
Sebrella just letting her fans know on the way around, like, that was hard.
Copophilia coming out of the penalty box after that low blocking out of play skating.
Low skating away from everybody.
And she's all like, I'll show you what it's like to skate away from everybody. And then back towards them again. But Stamparella calling that jam off before Cop can do any damage at all.
Oh, Stamp just checking there. I think she thought she might have got the 5 points.
Well, she's been given the 4.
I think we do have an official timeout.
The scoreboard just needs to be adjusted. The timer on the scoreboard is not quite correct. 44 seconds is remaining on the game clock now. 20, oh, that's the count up for the timeout. See how I pay attention? I learn things, I pay attention, it's all good.
As long as you learn something new every day.
Most days.
Isn't that the main thing? Moving forward in life.
For me, it's about the retention of these learning experiences. All right, so things are being reset and realigned. 44 seconds left on this clock. I reckon that's one more jam. Unless Rampage gets all tricky and then calls it off. And then, yeah, might be 2 more jams. Yeah. Who knows? Knockout is up against Library Fine?
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh,
now what is going to be the gameplay here? Everyone's just looking to hold everybody back, and Library Fine gets the lead. Rampage would have not been wanting that to happen, but Library Fine is off and away. Knockout has just gotten loose, and Rampage is saying, pump up the jam. Oh, Library Fine.
Absolutely barreling through, taking out Craig.
Craig just checking that their spine is still intact.
Yeah.
And Library Fine, 2 points. 2 very awesome points.
And we do get one more jam.
Maybe I should line up Library Fine to put my back into place for me.
From the Homer Simpson School of Chiropody. Chiropody? That's your feet. Oh dear. We're certainly not cunning linguists, are we?
But they keep giving
We're
us
not
a
real good with the
microphone.
words.
All right, looks like we're going to go into half-time with the Chico Rollers on 31 points and the Inner West Roller Derby Skate Crashers on 125 points.
See you back in about 10.
All right, we are live back here on track 2, day 1, TGSS. Rampage is doing some sort of peacock move.
Oh, and he's thrown his neck.
Oh,
Damn
man. You better be careful, otherwise he won't be able to throw those moves at the after party, and that would just be devastating.
I bet he can.
I bet he can too.
They're innate for him. It's not his fault. All right, we are coming back from half-time. Skate Crashers really exerting some dominance in that first half. Not just on the scoreboard, but just getting the lead jammer statuses. Let me just have a look at my cheat sheet. They had 24 out of the 28 lead jam statuses available.
Wow. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Not many power jams in this game so far.
I didn't even math that good, and I know that that's a lot.
I had to count. That's why I was quiet. It's really the only time, isn't it? All right, Phil and Ripley having a ridiculously good game.
Absolute cracker, going head-to-head against Slinky Ice here to start the second half.
Slinky Ice looking to break Felon's good streak. No luck. Phil and Ripley, 6 jam starts, 6 lead jam statuses.
That's freaking awesome.
With the rainbow doobie on the shoulders there. Not an actual rainbow doobie. So that'd be a gay stoner, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that'd also get you in trouble with the referees. I'm sure they would have noticed that on track by now. Well, you'd hope anyway, unless they're passing it around. So, you know, sharing is caring. Slinky Ice is still being held. Absolutely breaks. Just stop
there is
the
some
breaks
going on. And if you look, there are the 3 blockers, Sugufu, Hips Don't Lies, and Bowser holding back Slinky Ice. And then off to the side, there was Lee Rex holding the blockers away from that pack.
That was awesome work. But then Buck and Oath did a great job coming in and just clearing house. Buck and Oath they did. Nix, Vicious, and Knockout getting ready to roll once again. Hope you guys at home are enjoying what we're presenting for you. Not only the players, but also our beautiful tones, our wonderful words, our humorousness. I mean, we find ourselves amusing. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
I do. I would like to give a shout out to the Margaret River Roll Derby League. Just want to say hi.
Hi.
We absolutely butchered one of their games. I'm so very sorry to Margaret River. I do love the team. They had such a good spirit about it, but God, we had a terrible day.
We never have a terrible day. Nix Vicious does have the lead out here for the Chico Rollers, but Knockout is loose. Oh, Nix Vicious with Skato Masochist. Masochist?
Skato Masochist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that jam called to a halt before Knockout could add any points.
I'm not sure what happened with Dangerous Curves there, but that was a hell of a tumble through the middle of the pack.
It was quite the somersault. 4 points added to the Chico Rollers score.
Whiplash back on the line against Stamparella. Velvet Whiplash, that is.
Stamparella trying to find a gap on the outside.
Oh, finds that inside line and has the lead.
Inching past Ginger Rogered.
Chico Rollers coming out hard here in the second half.
To a great start, changing that momentum a little. Velvet having to paddle away through on the inside line. Ginger and Bowser holding back. Oh, that was pretty tricky blocking, but 4 points added to the Rollers.
Library Fine back on the line against Copperphilia. Library Fine just keeps coming out, big smile on the doll, loving life, loving the derby. It's good to see. Cops a teeth-shattering hit and then just smiles.
What is that? Copperphilia through as lead jammer.
Library Fine bouncing around the back of the pack as Copperfilia comes up for a scoring pass. Oh, and both jammers squeezing out at the same time. And again, the big smile on the dollar Library Fine as she goes, oh, you're right there.
I thought she was sizing up Cop. I was interested to see if she would try to knock her out of bounds.
I thought she might have for a second there too, and then Cop just went, no.
Yeah, let's know.
Because, you know, the ground is cold and hard and ouchy.
And there are 2.5 days left of this tournament.
Correct. A whole lot of derby to be done in that time. So Felon Ripley hitting the line once again. Let's see if her streak shall continue as she goes up against Slinky Ice. Jammer at the back, Jammer at the front. Oh, Felon's been bumped out to the inside. Great work there by Psychoanalyzer. Will Slinky capitalize? No, Felons. What is that, 7 from 7?
That's outrageous. No one told her that's not meant to happen in your debut.
Yeah. You've just started. Like, calm it down a little bit, all right?
Leaving yourself nowhere to go, mate.
Out of control.
Calls that jam off. Beautiful timing. Only 2 points added to Inner West's score. So great pressure there by the Chico Rollers.
Did anyone tell Felon Ripley, like, if you set the standards this higher now, that's it?
You're going to peak. Peak too early, mate.
I feel like you might have made the call earlier. Maybe she should just smash out this game as the best game
That's it. Go home.
in the entire universe and,
Pick a new sport.
and done. Take up wrestling. Way less dangerous. Knockout. Oh, it's through and has the lead as Nix Vicious tried to find an outside line. Knockout just looks so focused and serious every time. Nix Vicious looking...
she's nervous.
Nix Vicious is looking just as focused.
Knockout. Calling that jam off. I was a little confused. I thought she got a penalty, but she called the jam off anyway.
She called the jam off and sent herself to the penalty bin.
And she is in the penalty box now, so I'm a little confused as to how she was able to call that jam off.
As well as I.
And now Velvet is going out with the jammer start.
So we've got an official timeout. We do have the referees are going to find out what's going on. And no official review done. We just had the referees have a bit of a conference ed. So I think Knockout thought a whistle was blown against them to go to the penalty box, sent themselves there. Then the referees were like, wait, didn't you just call it off? Like, was that...
Yeah, they didn't need her in the penalty box at all.
Where are you going?
She's got a bit of a guilty conscience, clearly.
So Stamperella taking off. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Bit of a clash of heads, I think, there. Stamperella copping a blow, holding on to her helmet.
Velvet Whiplash coming back to the middle of the track on her scoring pass here. As Stamperello's still trying to find a way out for an initial. Nice bridging there by both pivots, actually, meeting in the middle. Little cheeky grin there from Velvet Whiplash on the way around.
Well, there's always a cheeky grin. Just an easy outside line there for Velvet.
And Stamperella does find a little bit of daylight on the inside, so taking advantage and taking off.
And was trying to hold back a goat. And Velvet forced to call that jam off Matrix style, leaning back, tapping the hips. Stamperella helping the jammer ref. Jammer ref says, nah, you get none. Inner adding one more on that pass. Total of 11 added to their score.
Oh, looks like we might have an official review. Yep, we have an official review. You want me to run out there? I got this. You got this? All right, Mel's going to run out and find out what's going on here for this official review. And legit run, because Rampage, once he gets started, if it's him that's calling the official review, you've got no chance. Try and catch up with what's going on. All right, Mel is going to give me a rundown of what's going on.
They're asking for a track cut.
All right, so basically they're asking for a track cut. I believe the Chico Rollers are asking for a track cut against the Inner West against Velvet. We'll see what the referees come back with.
Yeah, they're saying that one referee indicated that Argy Bargy drew a track cut on Velvet Whiplash, but the jam continued.
Ooh, controversial.
Wait and see what Jim Peckerwool thinks. So I'd hoped I didn't have to stay here because I would notice if Velvet went to the penalty box or not.
Feel like that's going to be a pretty clear indicator of whether they got it.
We've got to go with what we got.
There's lots of various serious head nodding happening in there. Rampage with a very big smile on the dial, and Velvet is not heading to the penalty box, so
And the Chico Rollers lose their official review.
It's always worth asking the question, though. You don't know if you don't ask.
Well, they've got 3 timeouts left, so it's not like they need to keep the official review up their sleeve for a timeout.
Exactly. Copperfilia blasting around the outside for the lead. Oh, Library Fine blasting out just as quickly.
She's going at a rate of knots.
Oh, I was gonna that was
Walk-up.
damn fast.
Library Fine hitting the back of the pack around the same time. Is that Craig sent to the penalty box for a back blocking with the head?
Using her head in all the wrong ways.
Oh.
I mean, I know they say play with your head, but
That's not what they mean. She's Canadian. They do things differently there.
Eh? But I bet you she apologised 20 times on her way to the penalty box. Not sure what Rampage was doing out there, but there was a lot of hand gestures, a lot of hair flicking.
It's a referee timeout.
Yes. Zebra herd just getting together and having a bit of a powwow.
They should be looking for PhysioFit. PhysioFit are the Adelaides and Radeladers' official physio provider. They have a stall here, but if you're not here today, you should probably go find them. PhysioFit. They are able to cure what ails you, or at least rub you.
The right way.
One would hope.
Very unfortunate if it wasn't the right way.
Do you think our sponsors listen and think, God, I wish I didn't give them sponsorship money now?
Only probably when it comes from us. Felon Ripley and Slinky Ice now taking off.
Slinky Ice with only 2 blockers to beat.
Will Slinky Ice shut down Felon Ripley's run? Yes.
And the hips don't lie, sent to the penalty box for her troubles.
So Slinky Ice with the lead. Oh, Felon with a beautiful skate around the outside there. But yes, this is her first jam where she has not got lead. Oh, Slinky with a nice move there. I'm guessing that's where the name came from.
She's pulling out all stops here.
Just going to keep rolling, take as many points as she can. Oh, wonderful work. So Fallon Ripley is on her scoring pass, but has been effectively shut down by the Chico Rollers.
This is the first time we've seen Fallon even vaguely slowed down.
Oh, and she's even taken off the star for a star pass, she's hoping. This is great work here from the Chico Rollers pack.
Looks like they were very energised by that official review. Fallon still with the star in hand. Fallon's looking a little tired. The pivot here is Craig. They need longer arms.
Yeah, Chico are keeping her a long way away.
Craig has the star.
Slinky just doing a side eye there.
Yeah, that star looks like it's about to pop off. That would be a tragedy.
Oh, we had two Gemma refs nearly take each other out there. Need to tell the referees it is non-contact for referees.
And the Chico Rollers taking a little bit of a hold of the game again.
19-point jam there for Slinky Ice. Excellent work.
She made it look easy as well. She didn't look at all tired or like it was difficult. And that might be enough to change their momentum a little bit. That was Dragon City's largest scoring jam.
So Knockout taking off with the star for Inner West. And Nyx Vicious pushing hard at the back there for the Chico Rollers.
Knockout up and going.
Oh, Nyx Vicious found the outside. Oh, and manages to stay on her skates against Skater Masochist.
How close was that to a low block from Skato?
Very close.
Very close.
A little too close.
Got away with it though.
That's what it's all about. I mean, no, it's about playing by the rules.
Yes, indeed.
And manipulating them as much as you can. Mwahaha.
4 points to the Skate Crashers, taking their score to 163. Chico Rollers sitting on 58, and don't forget, Inner West Roller Derby League has the tradition. If they eclipse the 20-point mark, you need to jump online and have a look if there is a dog or cat that you would like to rescue. You can impose it on your friends as well, I think.
I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, Stamperella has blasted out. She has the lead. Chico Rollers are really rejuvenated.
Yeah, Stamperella. In the previous half, 8 jams, only 1 lead status. This half, 3 jams, 2 lead statuses.
They obviously all had their oranges and bananas at half time.
Yes,
it's really...
Indeed. A cup of Ribena. Velvet is back on her feet. Looking for the inside line. Oh, that ankle made all sorts of shapes.
But she is okay.
Blocking out of play, too far away from the pack.
Old Stamperella has been called for a cut track, so she is heading around to the penalty box. That means we've got ourselves an Inner West power jam. Argy Bargy also heading around to the penalty box.
That leaves a very reduced pack. Inner West managing to hold back the blocker Psychoanalyzer.
Oh, slight hesitation there from both packs. I think they thought that was their whistle.
There are 4 tracks in this pavilion, so every now and again you do hear some strange whistles. Everyone on the track now, though.
And we're going to have to skate this one out to the full 2 minutes, but that's at just about 15 seconds left to go.
Powser and Hips Don't Lie is holding back Stamperella. Now they are joined by Sugufu.
Slinky Ice. Sorry, Slinky Ice trying to clear house and open up some space for Stamperella.
And Buckenoath ended up giving a bit of interference to her jammer. Skate Crashers managing to grab that jam back, 14 points to 4. They're getting closer to 200.
Does that mean 2 puppies?
I think 2 old dogs.
Oh, yes.
I think if you can get a dog that's a senior.
A 10-year-old dog to me is still a puppy.
Yeah, fair call.
Yeah. But yes, get a senior dog. Give them some love in their life.
That was actually Velvet's highest scoring jam, those 18 points. I'd tell you what Velvet's overall total is if I could add quicker. Let me see. Oh, 18 points. Added an extra.
Do you have an official timeout calls? Just checking on the scoreboard.
46 points in total for Velvet this game. So 18 points being added to Inner West score, not 17.
Fabulous. Oh, look at all the Derby love on the track.
Too much.
Rampage in there just hugging everyone.
He does that though. It's really awkward when you're in a shopping centre with him. Library fines. We're back to the library fines.
It's all about the letter of the law, apparently, with library fines against Copperphilia. And Copperphilia, wow, she just ran across. Look at her go. She's super fast. Someone get a radar gun on that girl.
It's all that clean living that makes her so fit.
Boo. Sounds boring.
Copperphilia is certainly very dedicated to the Derby and very dedicated to the Derby after party.
Now that's something I can get on board for. Oh,
Library
beautiful
fines
work.
trying for the inside.
Shut down. Library fines said, I said it, there were two, sir. Please, sir. There were two, sir.
Nah. So we are halfway through the second half.
And Fallon Ripley back to the line after losing out on lead jammer for the first time last time. So Slinky Ice and Fallon Ripley. Oh, both trying to utilise each other to get through some open doors there.
Fallon just getting bumped to the outside by number 13, Stamparella. Stamparella sent to the penalty box.
Ooh. Wrong end of the whistle as Fallon gets the lead. And Slinky is out of the pack. Oh, big bunch up there. Trying to trap Chico Rollers by the looks of it.
Sugufu sent to the penalty box for a multiplayer block. Not allowed to hold hands and play derby.
No.
Well, actually, you can hold hands unless someone threatens you. I'm not sure what the wording of that is. Threatens the link, challenges the link. Oh, my goodness. I am definitely no cunning linguist. Thank you so much to our producer, Bernie Ouchie. Not only does she produce things for us, she married me.
Yay! She's doing the numbers thing for us, and she's doing a great job letting us know all of the awesome numbers. Knockout, though.
She's got awesome numbers. Look at that. 3 out of 4 lead jammer statuses.
And right now, she's number 1.
She's sitting on
the track.
33 points, about to add another 4, maybe 3.
I think she got 3. Did she get 4? None for you.
2 points.
None for the Chico Rollers, though. Library fine back on the line against Velvet Whiplash.
Oh dear.
Oh gosh.
His hair is going to smell so bad right now.
Oh yeah.
Put that jammer panty on your head at your own risk.
Yeah, Derby gear has its own special flavour.
Did you know that for over 70 years, Rydell has been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry?
I did indeed.
They have Rydell skates. They have unmatched quality, and they also have unmatched performance. They are Rydell. True story.
Thank you for that wonderful news. Every time I hear Rydell, all I can think of is Rydell High. But Rydell skates are way more fabulous than that.
Yeah, they named the high school after the skates.
Oh my God, totally makes sense now.
Velvet Whiplash stuck in the back. Library fine in the front. Velvet managing to make her way through. gets lead.
Library Fine having a heck of a time to get it out of the pack, but it's pushed out.
Bowser and Hips Don't Lie sent to the penalty box together. I'm suspicious they're up to something. They're having a little party. Look at them, having a little party over there. Oh my God, kissing and everything.
What? What is
That's
happening?
not. Surely that's not allowed. Is that a penalty? Kissing penalty?
I'm not sure, but Lee Rex decided that looked like way too much fun, and I want to get in on this action. And
Oh my
there
God,
as well.
who doesn't? Who doesn't?
All right, that's it.
I'm going to put the
mic.
microphone down.
Oh, Library Fine taken out on the inside line.
Bowser back on the track. That suggests that Lee Rex is off to the penalty box now.
That was chaos. It was everybody wants to be in the penalty box.
Not Library Fine. Library Fine is out there scoring 5 more points.
Just powering along. Rampage is telling Velvet, I don't care how tired you are right now. You just keep skating.
Faster.
We've got to get our blocker out of the bin. Library Fine getting the cut track with the knowing nod of, yeah, that was the thing.
Fair enough.
Got to respect when the players respect the call and go,
Yeah, did it.
thought I got away with it, but you got me. So that means that Velvet Whiplash is going to have to keep skating even more. Oh, no, Rampage giving her a bit of relief, telling her to call off the jam. That was a close jam.
That was a close, entertaining jam.
12 points to 9. Skate Crash has taken that one away. My goodness.
My goodness. Copperphilia back on the jammer line. In this particular half, she's been 3 for 3 with lead jammer status. And she gets to do it with a power jam.
No, she's lining her blockers up on the outside. Guys, I've got this.
She's
Just
like, I don't
stand
need
clear.
you. Maybe if y'all could cook something. Or
Someone could bring me a fan and a towel.
Copperphilia has heaps of fans.
Hey.
She finds the inside line and breaks on through. 4 for 4 for lead jammer status in this second half.
And Library Fines is standing up, ready to attack the track once more. Copperphilia trying to stay up on her skates. That was Cunning Linguist, just trying to chase her down, and it's definitely, you've got to realise where the line is and don't step over it. Never step over it.
I'm trying.
No.
Copperphilia challenging
Whoa.
the link between those two players. Cunning Linguist holding her back as far as she could. Managing to slip on through though. Four
Great
points
jam.
added in the West.
Rampage out trying. Come on. Was it not
Thought it was-
5? I believe it was
I thought he
5.
was looking for a high five then. I wasn't actually sure. Was he challenging the score or looking for affection?
Little column A, little column B.
He should come here. We would give him affection.
We would. Oh, he's trying to start the YMCA. I'm not sure what's happening over there. I want what he's having.
You got Rampage there. He's got the groove. And you got Jackie the Ripper standing behind him. And she's got the grooves. They've got the moves. Inner West, dance party. That's all I'm saying.
Chico Rollers now showing off that they've got the moves.
Dance party.
Excuse us.
That's more like football chanting though, isn't it?
I think they were trying for the Mexican way, but they forgot that they've got to do it like in sequence, not all at the same time.
And maybe get other people involved. God, there's a lot of rules, aren't there?
That cheer is for the Inner West Roller Derby.
We still have a couple of games left to go today. There's one at 4 o'clock, which is, soon. And then there's another one at like 5:45, and then another one at 7:30.
All of the games.
All of the games.
Yes.
So you can keep watching.
I'll be here on track 2 on the next game, then track 3 for the next 2 games after that, because this is what I do. Just come and spend an entire weekend on the microphone
Moving from
talking to
track
you guys. And Stamparella has gotten out just in front of Felon Ripley. Felon trying to chase her down. Stamparella having to get the speed up. Oh, Bowser.
Huge block there from Psychoanalyzer.
Managing to knock Bowser out for the 1 point for the Chico Rollers. Oh, one, no. Yes, 1 point for the Chico Rollers and none on the board.
Peekaboo point.
Not to be confused with the Pikachu point. Got to catch them all.
Oh my.
Nick's Vicious on the line against Knockout. Knockout! Knockout looking for the inside line and steps through for the lead.
Nick's
Nice
Vicious.
footwork.
Nick's Vicious just a few metres behind her though.
Cunning Linguist trying to trap one of the Inner West skaters. Knockout taking the quick points and calling it off. Take my points and get the heck out of Dodge.
It's a good plan.
Means to get hit less,
Hmm.
which I feel is a way to, achieve longevity
It
in
would be
roller
my
derby.
choice. Yeah.
That's why I chose to sit over here instead. It's much safer. You don't get hit anywhere near as often.
Hey. They don't let you play in a onesie.
Rude. It's just rude, I tell you.
Yeah.
Discrimination.
Well, what would you do? If you're on the track, you'd have to like tuck your singlet into your undies or something.
Discrimination against the onesie nation. It's not fair.
Slinky Ice doesn't mind. She has to push her way through those blockers. That was an assist from the Chico Rollers. To me, it looked like it was going the wrong way. And the referee agreed. Penalty issued there.
But Slinky is out. Velvet does have the lead, though. Oh, trying to find the outside. Gets the call. Thought there might have been a whistle against Velvet Whiplash there as she called off the jam, but it was against Psychoanalyzer, who's heading to the penalty box. So that's 2 blockers in the bin there for the Chico Rollers. Leaving Library Fine skating out with the pack disadvantage, and Knockout ready to take advantage of 2 less blockers on the track.
OMG trying to drive Library Fine to the inside. I see it happen again. Skater Masochist picking up the gap. Loose Cannon now trying to hold her. Knocked her out of bounds. Barged past Craig to be able to draw Library Fine's back. Knockout is through. 5 points added. Picking up that jammer lap point.
Library Fine through, so Knockout's calling it off. No point in running around the track there. We are just under the 6-minute mark here. Second half of this game. Felon Ripley going head-to-head against Stamparella. Still with 2 Chico Rollers blockers in the penalty box. One being released now. And Felon has busted out quite easily for the lead there. Stamparella charging out of the pack now as well. Felon looking to get down low, gets those quick points. Calling it off. Inner West still really sticking to that fast derby. Get the quick points, get out of there. As Copophilia comes back to the line for Inner West, and Nick's Vicious back on the line for the Chico Rollers. Clean penalty box. Full contingencies on the track. And everyone just eagerly awaiting the whistle. Wow. Nick's Vicious tried to hit that pack hard, but it got hit back just as hard by Scatomasochist. Copophilia charging out with the lead as Nick Vicious gets loose. Pack speeding up. Copophilia though, wow. Super fast work there by Copophilia. She ran through that pack. Quick 4 points. Call it off and get the heck out of Dodge.
I didn't notice until just now that you're meant to be looking for a rescue cattle dog.
Me right now?
Oh, well, 229.
I'll get onto it.
Good. Lots of jams in the first half. There were like 28, I think, jams in the first half. There's 3 minutes left in this game, or just over 3 minutes left, and we're on jam 23.
Slinky Ice has got the lead from Felon Ripley. Felon is having a fantastic game, though, here. Slinky Ice is doing an amazing job as well, taking the quick points and calling it off. Gets the 4 points on the board for the Chico Rollers. Oh, the Inner West very quick to assert their authority. This is our jammer line.
Yeah, Craig very, very determined to own as much of that real estate as possible. Loose cannon sneaking in there as well. Can't actually see who's in the middle. I think OMG. Yeah, recognise those legs. Well, leggings. Library Fine trying to climb over the inside. Shoulder to shoulder with Knockout.
Library Fine does have the lead, but Knockout is just squeezed in front. Library with a big smile. And, yeah.
Library Fine holding arms out, not calling the jam off. A bit confusing to me. With the Chico Rollers being behind, it would have benefited them to actually call that jam off quickly, get back on the track and score some points, because it is going to be about point differential for some teams. By holding that jam up, I had a look over at the penalty box. There's no one that they were waiting to release. What do you think that tactic was?
I think that Library Fine was just enjoying herself, having a good time, because she did look to her bench, did get the call from her bench early to call it off, and just big grin, decided I want to keep skating for a little bit longer.
Build the suspense for Knockout.
Stamperella stamping her authority on the pack and blasting through. Oh my!
Big
that was
jump.
a massive jump.
Big jump over Ginger Roger. Didn't land. It has to go back around behind her.
That was a huge jump, though.
Velvet Whiplash closed in the gap, forcing that call off. Lots of pressure on Stamperella.
Oh, and Velvet squeezes the 2 points out. None on the board for the Chico Rollers. That is a shanking.
Shanks very much, they say. Copperfilia on the jammer line with Inner West, but
Chico Rollers calling a timeout.
Take that.
I think that giant leap of faith from Stamperella didn't quite land the way they were hoping it would, so just going to take a moment to just recuperate. Actually, they're going to take a moment to have a chant.
And while they do that, I'm going to tell you who played today for Inner West Roller Derby League Skate Crashers. That was 1-0 Knockout, 1-2 Vixen Vaporizer, 1-6-3-0 Bold in the Bruisemore, 1-8 Skater Masochist, 1-9-2-9 Ginger Roger. I'm going to run out of time if I say their numbers, aren't I? Hips Don't Lies, Princess Leia, Apocalypse, Loose Cannon, Danger, Catfink, Copperfilia, Bowser, Lee Rex, Felon Ripley, Velvet Whiplash, OMG, Craig, and Sugu Fu.
And rolling out for the Chico Rollers was Library Fine, KTKO, Nix Vicious, Stamperella, Cunning Linguist, Argy Bargy, Dangerous Curves, Slinky Eyes, Razorback, Psychoanalyzer, and Buck and Oath. Woo! So Chico Rollers calling that time out to get at least one more jam.
Yeah. Give us the opportunity of reading everyone's names out. That's great.
Big shout out to our referees and NSOs as well. Without those guys, there would be no game. So hopefully they're watching this at a later time to hear us telling them how awesome they are.
They do pretty hard work, don't they? It's like game on, game off for 3 days.
It's a lot of brain work.
A lot of braining, a lot of skating backwards.
Yeah.
What is that about? Backwards skating, is that a thing?
It's a thing.
Seems hard.
Yeah. So Copperfilia and Nix Vicious going to take off from the line.
Copperfilia always challenging those links, trying to force the multiplayer block call. Track cut there, dealt on Copperfilia. She is sent to the penalty box.
And that means Nix Vicious has got the lead. Copperfilia did not get the lead status before the track cut was called. So, Nix Vicious inside line, wide open.
Oh, what was that? That was a big gap.
Oh, yeah, she's looking for some love from the crowd as she's coming around.
Number 307, Dangerous Curves, giving a bit of an assistance there to Nix. Looking out of bounds, given it to... Oh, there you go, to Dangerous Curves.
Oh, Nix Vicious coming up hard and fast.
Yeah, smacked into the back of Skater Massacres.
As Copperfilia is back on track and Chico Rollers, Nix Vicious calling off the jam.
Giving Cop zero opportunity.
She got herself a big 14-point jam there. Excellent work by Nix Vicious.
And we have an unofficial score, 231 to the Skate Crashers from Inner West Roller Derby League, playing up against 90 from the Chico Rollers, which is from Dragon City Derby Dolls. Unfortunately, didn't get to have the third look at the animal rescue site. Players do need to focus more on scoring more points so that they can ellipse the 100-point mark.
Fantastic game from both teams, so, and you see it a lot in Derby where sometimes you can have this blowout, but that score does not truly represent what happened on the track because both teams...
doesn't represent how entertaining the game was.
It was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was fun. Fun.
Well, on that fun note, it's been fantastic. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm Psycho Dyko from Top Gun Rollers.
And I am Melodrama. I am from Inner West Roller Derby League. And we will see you back on all the 4 tracks in about 2.5 minutes.